Contemplationist Insight, a Simon Vumbaca podcast.
Welcome to the Contemplationist Insight, podcast where we explore the deeper meaning behind life's seemingly ordinary moments and how they can lead to a little more clarity and a lot more joy. I'm your host, Simon Vumbaca. And today we are diving into something we all deal with but rarely talk about with any real excitement: decluttering. That's right. Grab your old to-do lists, those random scribbles from colleagues, and maybe even the post-it note with a doodle you have been holding on for 3 years, because today we are cleaning house, or more specifically, cleaning our desks. It all started with a simple goal: tidy up the mess. But as I started shredding papers, tossing out old cold notes, and liberating myself from outdated tasks lists that had the urgency of a toddler in full tantrum mode, I realized something. Decluttering wasn't just about creating space on my desk. It was about creating space in my mind. By the time I was done, I felt like I just deleted a few dozen unnecessary browser tabs from my brain. And let's be honest, who doesn't need that? In today's episode, I'll share how this little adventure turned into an unexpected exploration of simplicity, balance, and, yes, a bit of Taoist wisdom thrown in for good measure. We'll talk about the zen of shredding, the surprising sense of freedom that comes with ditching those freeloading documents, and how tidying up might just help you tidy your thoughts. And somewhere along the way, I'll explain why ditching 2 extra computer screens felt like breaking up with a bad multitasking habit. So if you're ready to turn a mundane task into a mindfulness practice, or you just want to laugh about the weird attachment we form to stuff we really don't need, this episode is for you. This is the Contemplationist Insight, and today we are cutting through clutter, clearing the mind, and sailing into a more focused, hopefully purpose-driven life. So let's get started. Today, I started clearing up my desk, and it turned out to be an incredibly rewarding experience. My initial goal was very simple: to tidy up old papers, cold notes scattered around, random thoughts, or scribbles from colleagues about matters so old they might as well have come with the layers of dust. I'm pretty sure one note mentioned the invention of the wheel. As I sorted through the clutter, the more paper I shredded, the more a profound sense of liberation washed over me. Some papers, like old task list and daily checklist, dated back over a year, buried beneath other, more urgent, at least back then, clients' requests that seemed to demand my attention with the same ferocity as a toddler who's missed nap time. Now, their contents? Frankly, almost irrelevant. Things were going so well that I decided to upgrade my goal and reorganize the entire desk. You know how it goes. One moment you are just tidying up, and the next you are contemplating throwing out half of your furniture and becoming a minimalist. I even removed 2 of my extra computer screens. Yes, 2. Apparently, there was a time I thought I had the multitasking prowess need of a NASA control room. By ditching the excess screens, I felt a sudden lightness return to my senses, both physically and mentally. Like I finally deleted all those "maybe I should read them later" browser tabs I've been holding on to for months. Transforming my workspace into a neatly organized sanctuary brought more than just physical order. It evoked memories of past projects, some I had thought of in ages. As I handled each piece of paper, I realized how many of those urgent tasks have been buried into the sands of time, and incidentally under a mountain of old meeting notes. While some tasks remained relevant, they seemed to shrink in importance as I cleared away the clutter. Maybe tidying really is some kind of magic like Marie Kondo promised. And of course, I had some music on. What's decluttering without a soundtrack? As I was shredding, my thought wandered between profound reflections and the mild humor that I might accidentally shred something really important. A curious idea struck me midway through. What if I make this decluttering process a habit? Write my thoughts on paper, let them sit for a day or two on my desk, then revisit them with fresh eyes. If they're still relevant, I'll transfer them to my computer. If not, into the shredder they go, without mercy. It's a bit like taking your ideas on a test drive before committing. Honestly, some of those paper thoughts were like half-baked cookies, great in theory, but not exactly ready to serve. I also discovered that some half-baked thoughts are better shredded by hands, rather than through the shredder. There's a greater sense of satisfaction to hand shred important papers. New discovery for me also. So, what lesson can I draw from all of this? Is there a connection between tidying up a desk and fostering a clear path forward? Turns out, cleaning up the desk helps clean up the mind too. Who knew? This experience showed me, in the simplest way, the importance of creating an harmonious environment where clarity and simplicity pave the way for a more focused, purpose-driven day. And let's be honest, I can also now find a working pen when I need one. As I sorted through the mess, I felt like I was starring in some sort of Taoist home improvement show. The journey of decluttering aligns perfectly with Taoist principle of simplicity, balance, and going with the flow. Taoism teaches us to reduce excess, but it turns out shredding papers can be equally therapeutic, especially when you're shredding all the to-do list you had completed and now forgotten existed. A sense of double achievement in a sort. But there's another layer. As a contemplationist, I realize it's not just about removing the physical clutter. It's about acknowledging it. Oh, hello, pile of documents. You are no longer relevant to me, and as such, you shall not occupy space in my life. It is about mastering the art of letting go, while also appreciating the weird little attachments we form to things we no longer need. And let's not forget the sheer joy of shredding. It's like feeding tiny bits of your stress to a hungry little machine that never judges you for the state of your desk. Shredding by hand, only the most important paper, also add to the joy. By the end of this tidying spree, I felt like a weight had been lifted, and not just from the piles of paper I'd obliterated. This deeper state fosters a purpose-driven mindset, ensuring that the next piece of paper to grace my desk will have to meet much higher standard. No more freeloading documents lounging around just because they can. Taoism teaches us to let go and flow with life. Contemplationism encourages us to actively curate our inner world, making sure it's robust and clear. Today, after cutting through the clutter, I felt my resilience, adaptability, and the ability to laugh at myself boosted. Particularly when I noticed I had been holding onto a post-it note with a doodle of a cat eating a mushroom for 3 years. If only I could recall during what cold that was drawn. So now, my tidy workspace stands as a visual representation of something bigger, the metaphorical stream of my thoughts flowing freely, unburdened by unnecessary clutter or unnecessary screens. The future, clear sailing for me, And that is the surprising power of a clear desk, a clear mind. What started as a simple declutter turned into a deeper reflection on how our space shapes our focus. It's not just about tossing paper. It's about letting go of mental clutter and making room for clarity. Thanks for tuning into the Contemplationist Insight. Remember, sometimes the smallest actions, like cleaning your desk, can clear the path for bigger, more meaningful changes. Until next time, keep your space simple and your mind even simpler. Here's to clear desk, clear minds, and clear days ahead.